Welcome to JazzTime. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Panerai Luminor Chrono Flyback Limited Edition, reference PAM01498, with a black 44mm ceramic case and a green dial. I will tell you a little bit about the history of Panerai, then tell you about where this watch stands in the lineup of other similar Luminors, then tell you about the case bezel dial bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start with the history. Well, Panerai is a Italian brand. It was first created for themselves, but they also at one point started to create watches for the Italian Navy. They were not made exclusively so that they could provide watches for the Italian Navy, but they eventually did at one point, and not surprisingly, because the watch is very robust and it's also very fashionable, and Italy is known for both of those things. So the Panerai, when it first came out, didn't have a massive following, but they really took off in the early 2000s when Sylvester Stallone and some others had started to promote the Panerai brand in a way by posting them or wearing them in their movies. And also the novelty of this big watch and very unique design really took off and resonated and really made the brand take off. Since then, Panerai has was bought out. It's I think it's owned, I forgot who it's owned by. Is it owned by LVMH or Richemont? I think it's Richemont Group that owns Panerai, and they have cleaned up the production so that it's produced much more evenly. They're able to produce more items, and they're able to make tons of variations, really good variations. They still have the same basic categories, but they make a lot of different, they've streamlined their process much better now and really taken the brand to another level. And the popularity has only since gone up. So Panerai has really, it was always a cool brand. It's just, it is done much better in the past, I'd say 20 years than it has in its entire history. Okay, that's a little bit about the history. Now let's start talking about this, where this watch stands in the lineup of other similar Panerais. Now Panerai does not make a whole lot of collections. They make basically 4 different collections. They make the Luminor, which is the case that you see here. This sort of cushioned, square looking case with soft edges and this crown guard. That is the Luminor case. And of course, they make tons of variations off that. Then they have the submersible, which is sort of their, not sort of, it is their dive watch. And then they make a Luminor Do, which is similar kind of to this one, except it has the case is just slightly more dressy, and it's they have a lot of women's watches out of the Luminor Do. It's kind of a feminized version of the Luminor. Maybe Do means something in Italian or some other language, I'm not sure, but most of the Do's are smaller case sizes, which leads me to believe it has something to do with females. Okay, and then they have the radio mirror, which is actually their classic line. It's their dress line. So they don't have a lot of them, but they have a lot of variations of each. Okay, now where this watch stands in the lineup, well, this was a limited edition. In fact, it's so difficult to find. We've been looking for this watch for a customer, and we finally have it. That's why we're doing this video, but it is not an easy watch to find. Why? Well, I'll get into it when I talk about the specifics of this watch, but it is a limited edition, and Panerai makes a lot of different variations of the Luminor. In fact, their most popular watch is the Luminor. So they have the most number of variations of the Luminor. Currently, they have 46 different variations, from very basic steel to super complicated tourbillon, skeleton, all sorts of crazy stuff. But this one is right in the middle of that, mid-pack, I would call it. And I'll tell you a little bit about it when we start talking about it. Okay, now let's start with the case, first of all. The case here is 44 millimeters. It's a very average, normal size for Panerai. Now, while 44 millimeters is big for most watches, for Panerai, it's just an average size watch. Panerai for men goes between 40, 42, and 44, and 44 being actually average size. And for most guys, if you have a wrist size of 7 inches or larger, you definitely could wear a 44. It will be big on you. That's no doubt, but you could wear it. Now, if you have a wrist size smaller than that, probably you should go with a smaller Panerai. Okay. Anyways, it is made of the 44 millimeters is from my thumb to my index finger, from the 9 to 3, not including the crown guard, and that's 44 millimeters. Okay, and the case has a very unique case. It's the dial is circular, but the case almost looks like a square, but it has these rounded edges, kind of like a cushion shape, that makes it very unique. So it's like a circle, but it looks like a square. It's in the design, in my opinion, it looks very beautiful. And I like the way that the lugs connect with the case. Also looks very masculine. The most masculine part, I'm going to have to say though, and coolest part of this, which is instantly recognizable and I think is a trademark of Panerai, is this crown guard. Now they put this crown guard in for a functional reason, to protect the crown. As I told you at the beginning of the video, Panerai was making watches for the Italian Navy, and you could imagine if you hit this crown, which is the one area that the watch could potentially allow water to get into, that would ruin the watch. Obviously would not be good. So they devised a crown guard to go over it. So not only did it have a functional reason, it also had an aesthetic reason to protect the crown, hence the name crown guard, right? And they're the only ones who do that. Other brands do it, like Rolex. They have a crown, they cushion the crown in another way, but they don't actually protect it like the Luminor does. And if you ask me, it really looks beautiful, and I love the design of that. Okay, that's the crown guard. Okay, and the case. Now the 44 millimeters, as I said, and ceramic. Now, why would you want to watch the ceramic? Very simple. The ceramic, it's very hard to scratch, and it will most likely look the same way it does in the future as it does now. So, which is really beneficial thing. People don't like scratching their watches. And also black is a very undercover look. It's not so blingy or in your face as, like, for example, steel or gold or titanium. And I think they've done a really nice job by putting this one in black ceramic. And it's no wonder why this watch is totally sold out. You can actually buy watches on Panerai.com. By the way, you can buy watches on JazzTime.com as well, and at a discount, whereas on Panerai.com, you pay full pop. But even if you want to pay full pop on this one, you cannot do so on the Panerai website, because, for example, this one here is limited to 200 pieces, and all 200 pieces are gone. So if you want to get one, well, you got to go to jazztime.com or click on the link in the description below. Okay, that's enough about the case here. Let's start talking about the next thing, which is the dial. Now, the dial is also very interesting. Now, instead of, leave it up to Panerai to choose the best green. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the color green in general, but done this way, it's like a forest dark green. Sometimes you could make this lame, like a neon green or something, which does not look very good. This is a green sunburst gray, all right? And it has luminous Arabic numerals. And as you can see, the dial is quite interesting too. On the right-hand side, you have hour counter. This is a flyback chrono. I'll get to that in a moment. On the left side is the running second hand. And then here you have two hands. You have the second hand, the orange hand, the long orange hand counts seconds when you run the chronograph. And the black and orange hand counts minutes. That's not usually how you do it, but Panerai is doing different things. And usually you have the register on the right side, but the right side has this crown guard, so they put it on the left, start, stop. So it's pretty interesting, okay? And it's a flyback chrono, means you just have to press the bottom to make it go back. So I'll give you an example. You start at the top by pressing the start button, and that will make the orange hand go. And it's cool. I like that they did this in orange. It's just, what a cool combo. Who would think to do green and orange? It's just a great color combo. And so the second hand runs, and once that runs, and then the minute hand, which is this black and orange one, will move over 1 tick per minute. And once that goes around a full revolution, then the hour hand on the very right will move over. So it's actually a 12-hour chronograph. Very, very cool. And it has all these runnings. I like watches that have all this stuff going on, and this one definitely has it. Okay, so that is, we've talked about the dial there. Okay, let's move on. The bracelet, not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, it's a leather strap. Panerai is known for doing their case. They were known for interchangeability of their straps long before anyone else was. You could change as it comes from the factory. It looks great. It's on this gold strap, which I think is the right gold strap, green strap is the right way to do it. But they also do it, you can change it if you want. It has a rubber strap. You can do it on that, a green rubber strap, or black or white, for orange. Okay, and it has this tang buckle, kind of like a belt buckle, and the buckle itself matches the case. Really nicely done. And I probably wouldn't change it at all. Actually, if it were me, I would just wear it straight away like this. Maybe once in a while with the rubber strap if you're actually going to go dive with it. But I doubt most people are going to dive with it. Okay, anyways, that's the strap. Okay, it's interchangeable. It looks green. It looks fantastic. What can I say? Let's move on to the movement here. Now, here's another cool thing. This movement, as you can see when you turn it over, it's a caliber P9100. It's a very common movement for Panerai, and it looks basically, I want to say, like all their other in-house movements. But the good thing is it is an in-house movement. It is simply done. I'm not going to say it looks incredible, amazing. I want to say it looks good, but Panerai is not really known for doing exquisitely designed movements and finishing. That's not really their thing. They make functional tool watches with a twist, and that's what you see here. So they're going to make very simple, but yet it's not like it doesn't look good. It still looks good, but it matches the theme, the idea of Panerai. Panerai is not a brand that's like A. Lange & Söhne or Patek Philippe, which is making, opulent movement and decorations. That's not their thing. They're making these rugged, very cool watches, and the movement must match that same spirit, and so it does, and that's what you see here. So to me, it's a very well matched movement to watch ratio. Okay, so anyways, that's a movement, and I do like that they allow you to see it. You can see the movement. It still looks very cool. All right, and then you can see, by the way, there's the column wheel. The column wheel is this little thing that allows the chronograph to not skip, and it has a cutout rotor, which is pretty cool. And then you have the balance wheel and all the other stuff. Okay, and they actually put this plate over it so that you can't see the inner workings. I'm not sure why they did that, because I bet the inner workings are nice, but this is also not bad too. It allows them to write some words on it, so that's also pretty cool. Okay, that is the backs, and the bezel, we are not a whole lot to say. The bezel is black ceramic, so they're not a big deal. All right, I guess that's it. Let's try this on. Now, I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. I have a 7.5-inch wrist, and as you can see, the watch really fits me like a glove. If at my wrist size, 7.5 inches, I really would go with a 44. Actually, it's not a problem for me to wear one. But you could go as small as 7 inches. So I would suggest those who have 7 inches or larger can go with a 44. And what are my thoughts about it? Well, I really like black ceramic. I really like how sporty and cool this watch looks. It looks like some really interesting, like Navy or Army tool that someone might have. It's stealthy. It's got this black ceramic case, and beautifully designed dial with a lot going on. Again, sporty, cool. I just really like it. So look, if you want to buy it, go to jazztime.com or click on the link in the description below.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in jazz time, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.